In this tutorial, we're going to look at template literals and how you can use them to deal with string concatenation and variable or expression interpolation into existing strings. So template literals are just another way of defining a string within JavaScript. So instead of using single or double quotes, to define a template literal, we actually use the backtick. And as with the single and double quotes, you need to have an opening and closing backtick for the template literal string. So the first thing that you can do with a template literal is use it just as a normal string by entering some text into it. And one of the nice things about template literals is any white space that you put inside it is actually preserved and is shown when the template literal is reused. So this means we can have multi-line template literals, which is something that you can't do with single or double quotes. The other main use for template literals is for variable or expression replacement within a string, sometimes known as string interpolation. So say for example we had a variable that held a particular value. We can then access the value of that variable inside our template literal by using a $ and curly braces syntax. So if we were to use this to rewrite the create URL function that's been defined above, we could get rid of those messy plus operators by replacing the whole line with a template literal. So you can see by using that template literal, it's a lot easier to read and we don't need all of those plus operators to concatenate the string together to give us the URL. And finally, when using this string interpolation method, you aren't restricted to just using variables. Any expression in JavaScript can be used inside of the curly braces. So you could do some simple arithmetic, or you could do something more complicated and include things like ternary operators to make the output of your template literal conditional. For example, you can create any expression that you like. For example, here I'm just getting the hours of the current day and comparing it to see if it's less than 12 to display either AM or PM, depending on whether that expression is true or false. And of course, you can keep on nesting these expressions as well to create more complex conditions for your template literals, although the best advice is to probably keep it simple to maintain the readability of your code. So that's just a few examples of how you can use template literals to work with multi-line strings and also to work with string interpolation with variables and expressions.